fuck. I'll go live. We're alive. We're live, don't worry.
That's alright. Cheers. I think we can cheers now. It's pretty safe. I got a phone notification. Watch live now. Here it is. Alright, we're live.
Go ahead there. Welcome to NYJ Today. I'm John. This is Mike. It's our YouTube channel. We're very excited to be here. We're talking Jets football with you.
Most important thing in the world.
I don't agree with that, but that's okay. The Jets are a fucking menace on my life. So
some would say a curse.
A big curse, yes. We've been cursed for a long friggin' time. So anyway, we're going to get into some topics. If you're new here, please do hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel because we are looking for some viewers. What do you want to hit up first? Robert Saleh?
I think we got to start with Robert Saleh since this is the hottest piece of news coming out of the gangrene world. Although, I feel like anything we get right now met with a spark of excitement.
That's how we're all feeling. Is everybody's excited right now?
With overwhelming wave of sadness and sympathy, and like similar to that Sarah McLachlan commercial with the pets in the cages. That's kind of what the Jets are like, right?
With busts, draft busts, and free agent busts.
Anything that we do is kind of like a Pop Warner team. Oh, good for them! They're trying so hard.
They tried really hard. They won 2 whole games this year.
So hard. And you know, because for those out there, we're super excited to be able to do this. Maybe we have another viewer out there. If you are watching,
please do.
Big props to you.
Yeah, we would love a comment. So throw a comment our way. We'll talk about your topic. So hit us up with
viewer
that.
Number 2, because number 1 is me. Okay, no one is number 1 but me. But number 2,
we like you.
We love you.
Let's just
want to party with you.
Let's talk about Robert Saleh until we get some action. So
yeah, so let's talk about Robert Saleh. My thing is because. Actually, me and John, although we live really close to each other, haven't had a chance to really talk about the conference itself. We were working out some IT issues. Big thanks to John, because the reason why we're live right now is because of him. I am working on a virtual podcast
He's not doing
version.
anything.
I'm not really doing a damn thing. I'm really just drinking beer. This beautiful RAR beer, which I...
Rar.
He doesn't know. I really sponsor this, But no, we have some big ideas of what we want to do. So, viewer number 2 out there talking to you directly. Hope you keep coming back because we really think that we can make you entertained, to say the least. So,
will you talk about Robert Saleh yet?
Yeah. So, but anyway, let's talk about it. So, I haven't talked to you since we both watched the conference. It's not really just Robert Saleh. It's really Robert Saleh in the front office because Johnson family was there, and of course Joe Douglas was there, and I think it's important to talk about that entire, I want to call it circus, you call it crew, whatever you want to call it, because, I would like to actually start with changing of the managerial structure, which is before there was a direct report apparently from Adam Gase to both Johnson and Joe Douglas.
No, they both reported to the owner, so it was Adam Gase reported to the owner, and Joe Douglas reported to the owner.
That to me didn't make any sense.
A lot of people were against it. So, if you weren't aware, Adam Gase reported to owner Christopher Johnson. Joe Douglas reported to Christopher Johnson, and a lot of people and a lot of Jets fans did not like that setup. They much prefer the model that we're going to be following moving forward, where Robert Saleh will reach out and communicate with Joe Douglas. And then Joe Douglas can pass that message along to owner Chris Johnson and Woody Johnson. So I think it's better because now we're not having 2 voices in the owner's office.
Oh, of course.
The voice is Joe Douglas. And if you're a Jets fan, you know the name and you also know what the man can do. He had an awesome draft this past year. And I am really, really excited. If we do not trade for Deshaun Watson, which we will talk about in a little bit, if we do not trade for Deshaun Watson, I want to see Joe Douglas make those first-round picks.
Oh, 100%.
Because he will hit them. He hit Denzel Mims. I think Mims is going to be a stud. He hit Mekhi Becton. I think he's going to be a fucking stud.
Well, he didn't hit on Adam Gase.
He didn't hire him. He didn't hire Adam Gase.
True. I'll give you that.
So
fucking slippery bastard. I'll give you that.
So what were your takeaways, I guess, in the Robert Saleh press conference?
Well, the first thing I'll say, and I don't know if it's controversial, I actually think Robert looked kind of nervous.
Oh, I didn't see that at all.
I thought he looked kind of nervous just because obviously it's not that he's not used to camera time, but it's one thing being on camera, it's one thing being on camera and having to speak for the organization. So I don't think that's a bad thing. I think we're all human, right? And I just want you to know, you're number 2. I do have jet swag on.
Listen,
I do.
Listen.
I'm not just doused in this hype Travis Scott shit. There is actually jet swag on, jet blood. But yeah, no, I don't think that's a bad thing that a man's nervous. They got millions of viewers out there.
I want to put you
really just millions.
I want to put you in his shoes.
Me? No, I'd be fine. Dude, I'd be fine. I wouldn't even
Shut the fuck up for a second. There's no way. So listen, think about all the passion that these guys bring to the game, because that's what this is like. The football thing, everybody has to have passion. Like, if you don't love what you're doing in the NFL, you're not going to survive, because that shit is too top notch.
Jamarcus Russell, perfect example.
Do not go on a tangent about Jamarcus Russell. I don't give a shit.
I have a tendency to do that.
So, listen, he was probably fucking fired up. Like, in his guts, he was probably burning. Like, he's just ready to fucking do work with the Jets. Like, he's fired up about this opportunity.
Well, he called it home. I think that was the big takeaway. He called it home.
Right.
And
also think about what a blessing it is for his family. He's going to make more money now as a head coach.
Yeah.
He's got 7 kids.
I'll tell you one thing. I think the one thing he did do in that interview, and I don't know enough about him because I didn't follow him when he was at San Fran that much, but I think he did put the bat signal up, which is play, and you play well, and you put your heart out there on the field. I want to make sure you get paid every dollar.
Yeah, he said that.
You
yeah,
deserve.
that was insane. I was surprised he said that.
I was surprised too, because I was like, but
he's right.
Why wouldn't he say that? It made me think about it. Like, what was the alternative of him saying that? Like, oh, we're gonna get the most for the least amount of money. Like, no player is gonna want to come there.
Here's what all coaches should want. They should want to be able to recruit free agents and draft players, and he hit on that.
Right.
By saying that alone, he's saying, "Come with me, and I'll give you money."
100%.
So that was him laying his fucking dick on the table.
And it'd be one thing to say that when you're like, Kansas City or New England, where you have a low cap space. Jets have $70 million or more in cap space.
They could have more because they're gonna make a couple of cuts.
Second only to Jacksonville. I believe. I don't quote me on that.
No, you're right.
No, you were number 2. Don't quote me on anything. Don't, not right now. So, but I do think that he showed his true self, and I think that's a good thing, because I think what we get a lot of times in these first interviews, these first press conferences, I'm thinking of Adam Gase's, which people thought he was on fucking
a train wreck.
And then thinking of Rex.
All circus.
Not Salah's, direct predecessor, but thinking next notable camera-friendly coach. Rex was more aggressive, but didn't have as much substantial to say as Robert Saleh.
Couldn't back up all those words, 100%. Man.
100%. Everything was go eat a snack, or I'm gonna kick his ass, or
he guaranteed we were gonna win the Super Bowl in 2010.
But there's a Jet population that loves that shit. There will always be a place for Rex Ryan in the pub of the Jets.
My dad and my brother love Rex.
Oh, of course.
They love Rex Ryan.
Yeah, that's how it is. What were your thoughts?
You hit on a big one, man. The one where he was like basically selling like, come to me because I'll be able to get you the money. I don't know, man. He just has a lot of passion. He seems like he's a really serious dude, but he also seems like he really knows how to relate to people. Yeah. And I feel like we know with Adam Gase, one of the huge problems was his ability to relate with the players. Like, Jamal Adams didn't want to be there because of Adam Gase. Like, he was a Jet. He was a Jet, and he was in full support of the Jets fan base and the Jets just as an organization. He was ready to go to war for them. But Adam Gase he blew that. He ruined that relationship. He burned that bridge. And I don't think we're going to have that under Saleh. I think Saleh is going to be able to get people on his side, and it's going to be a team mentality, not Adam Gase, I'm the fucking man, do what I say. Here's why, because I had Peyton Manning one year.
Yeah.
I feel like that whole situation with Christopher Johnson actually getting on the phone, hearing from Peyton Manning, and just being like, Peyton Manning said he was really good, so I'm going to get him as my head coach.
Oh, he definitely did. Like, nothing against, whether you're for the Johnson family or against nothing, either of those camps, but when Christopher Johnson talks, he wants to be Jerry Jones. He wants to maybe with the Pittsburgh owners, whose last name escapes. There's
The Rooneys?
Oh yeah, that's right, the Rooneys. Thank you. There's obviously Snyder in Washington Football Club, so he wants to be that, but you could tell he doesn't have the knowledge or the years in the game to really be able to talk the talk.
Yes, Christopher Johnson struggles in the press conferences, dude.
100%.
He has a hard time spitting his words out, I think.
Yeah. And and in that regard, having Christopher Johnson now since our predecessor Woody, I guess still paper Woody Johnson, is off doing who the fuck knows what.
United States ambassador?
Yeah, well, the UK ambassador too.
Yes.
But he makes Woody look great. Christopher in the press conferences.
A little bit, yeah.
And
It'll be interesting to see what he's going to look older. I think people are kind of sleeping on that. He's been gone for 4 years. We haven't seen his face.
He came off a bender. Because that's what he's been doing. He's been doing cocaine off UK hookers.
He's married, but okay. And he's 80
years
years old.
Stop, man. We know that.
All right. So I think we pounded Robert
Saleh. Viewer number 2, love to hear as we go from topic to topic. I don't mean to be calling you out directly, but there's not much of an audience for me to say I'm calling you out. But if you have, probably Michelle, first of all, but let's just say viewer number 2, if you have any questions or comments, we would love to have them as we go topic to topic. Before we move on, or did you have something you want to say?
Fire away.
All right, I do want to talk about the front office real quick. Robert looks great. As much as, from some viewers, you might say he looked steadfast. I say I saw some hints of nervousness. Not like, oh, fuck, I shouldn't be in this role, but oh,
nervous
now
I
understand why my boss at San Fran, why he talked, why he vented or why he did such and such. And I think moving forward, every other press conference, the next time you ask me that question, I bet you he's not nervous. I bet you he nails that shit every time.
I'm sure it was the moment that was getting him excited.
But the rest of the front office, like Joe Douglas, for example, I think Joe Douglas, definitely showed his cards to the fans of New York, particularly obviously the Jet fans, saying I'm not in it to hire my friends. I'm not in it to somewhat better myself or protect myself. I'm going to put myself out there because you, Jet fans, are putting yourself out there to root for our team year after year, pass it down as John experienced through his father, same on my side through my father. And I have a lot of respect for Joe Douglas. I do. I hope he does great in terms of the free agency and building the team with the drafts on the horizon. I still am concerned, though, after that conference. So that's really what I was getting to. No?
Nope. The Johnsons have basically, or Christopher did at least, he's backed off now, I think. So he changed the whole structure just because of fan pressure. And they now basically tell him what they're going to do, and he just goes along with it because Joe Douglas hired Robert Saleh. Christopher Johnson was just there to listen. That's all.
Right. Well, we were just on the eve of a huge amount of vocal fans saying that we have this long drought of losing because of our ownership. Obviously, yes, you're right. By the change that Christopher is taking, that he's trying to get himself out of it. Those who are actually subject matter experts in the game of football. But has enough happened for us to really say, out of the culture of losing?
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I'm just saying that I think that Christopher Johnson learned his lesson. Okay. He got excited because Peyton Manning called. He hired him on just a a whim, basically. Like, oh, if Peyton Manning says it, we should be fucking listening to him. And I think it was a big mistake. He should have been listening to, Mike McCagnon wouldn't have done much better, but I would have even preferred who he would have wanted.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I just wanted to kind of put that cherry on top because,
it matters, man.
I mean,
Ownership matters.
Me and you both looked at it, and if anyone hasn't seen the Rich Eisen clip about, I think I only know the date. I don't know the name of the clip on his show. And shout out Rich Eisen, big fan of the channel.
Will you just fucking talk?
But
Lord.
he posted something on January 15th, and it basically, and this was the clip I forwarded you and your brother, which is he walked us through the last. I would say the last 30 to 40 years of the club or the team.
The debacles.
Going from coach to coach. And, I'm sure, viewer number 2, I'm sure if you followed any of the mainstream sources such as, obviously Sports Center, New York Times, different New York outlets, some of the journalists across there, everyone will say that the Jets don't do them any favors, do ourselves any favors, with the amount of coaching turnover that we had. And
agreed.
And I think that that's important to know, for Robert to know that he really is on thin ice, in some ways.
No,
you don't think so?
No, it's going to be
With
Joe Douglas and him
with the New York sports environment.
I'm going to make a bold prediction to you specifically. I'm going to say that Joe Douglas and Robert Saleh, I think they will be, at minimum, they'll be together for 3 years. At minimum.
Well, they both have 5-year contracts.
I want Robert Saleh here, and I want Joe Douglas here for 10 years. I would like them to be here for 10 years, 20 years. That would be wonderful.
I think it's great. What I was trying to say is the New York sport world is obviously very ruthless, and will be picking apart everything he does, but
keep going.
God,
You're good. Just keep talking. Turn the song off. Yeah, go ahead. Cut it. Go ahead. That wasn't helping you anyhow.
Where was I?
Couldn't tell you.
Perfect reason to move on to the next topic.
Beautiful.
Let's
draft. I'll lead this one. You can tell me what you think.
Let's
so we got the draft coming up. We've got the number 2 overall pick. We've got the 23rd overall pick. We've got the 34th overall pick. And we've got 2 third-round picks after that.
Yep.
3 picks in the top 34. And we've got 2 third-round picks on top of that. What positions do you think we need to go after to build our team up? And any players that you've heard about that you would be targeting?
Well,
personally, I want to consider, if we do not trade for Deshaun Watson, I want Zach Wilson from BYU at number 2, or I want to trade down.
So anyone watching, if you hope you return, what you'll see continuously is a lot of banter between me and
You just answered the question.
I want to actually start with, what if Jags go after Justin Fields?
They're not going to do that. What the fuck are you doing?
I'm following all the news outlets.
They are not. Stop. They are not going to take Justin Fields. There's no chance.
Get your head out of the sand, son.
Listen, if they take Justin Fields, I will pull my ass out onto YouTube. I'll just put my cheeks right.
You heard it here first. If the Jags take Justin Fields, he's pulling his ass out on YouTube.
So listen.
Be the most famous ass in the world.
Listen. Urban Meyer, you get it. Came from Ohio State. They have no connection, though. Justin Fields, he didn't recruit Justin Fields. He didn't coach Justin Fields. He's just another dude. Trevor Lawrence is a fucking generational quarterback. They are not going to pass on him. There's no chance.
At least he's not.
least he's not in our division. Or fuck it, whatever. But that still doesn't take away the pain.
It was painful.
Can you tell me what players you're interested in at Air Rewards?
I'm a big Penny Sewell fan. I don't see why people are so against that.
I don't think people are against this. Again, I've talked to you about this before. We have left tackle Mekhi Becton locked up. He's on the team. And he is a solid player to build around. Why do we need a right tackle? Right tackle isn't nearly as premium of a position.
You're fucking building the Great Wall. That's what you.
I can hear that and I can appreciate that. But this isn't 1990 though.
But we would have the line of what we had in 2010 when we had Faneca, Brickashaw.
Yeah, and Nick Mangold.
And think about how
that was a great line, man.
How Mark was. That was one of the biggest reasons we got to the AFC Championship.
I wish so badly that he had been good. Because if he if he had been really good, we would have been winning bowls. We would still be good.
Yeah.
We would still be good. And he sucked so bad.
I was a big Mark. But there was always, I mean, let's not bullshit each other. I mean, there was always a hint.
You still haven't answered my question.
But I started talking about with the 3 viewers we have now. I feel compelled to just finish the Mark Sanchez talk, which is we were both big fans of Mark, especially in back-to-back seasons.
Nobody wants to.
I was going to say,
10 years ago.
But we knew that there was a side we didn't see, that there was a consistency that
he sucks.
Okay, well there we go. There's the end of that. I said Penny Sewell, I think, is worth a look because it is. If everyone's going to say Darnold hasn't had a fair shot,
you're going to get all of our 60-year-old viewers really excited with this Penny Sewell shit.
And if that's you out there, you're welcome.
Go ahead, Penny Sewell, tell me.
If you build a wall, they will come. And I don't want to hear at the end of year 4 of Sam's contract that we didn't have a share or a fair shot. I'm tired of hearing about that. What you'll see is me and him are a little bit on different planes when it comes to are the Jets at that point to move on from Sam Darnold, which is the next topic. So don't leave your seat.
I'm going to take this one. So I initially wanted to keep Sam. So when the season ended, it wasn't the Rams game that convinced me or the Browns game where we won that convinced me because he was average at best in it. So when you look at the numbers, this dude legitimately was the worst quarterback in football last year. So the statistics say it, your eyes say it,
right?
And he's in, like you said, he's in his 4th year coming up.
I don't think your eyes say it.
Oh, 100% my eyes say it because there were many times.
Robert Saleh just said that he had arm talent.
Stop.
You can't
stop. Shut the fuck up. Joe Flacco looked better than Sam Darnold. Didn't he? Don't lie to me. He didn't look better.
The games that the Jets won were with Sam Darnold.
It doesn't matter. He wasn't a part of the reason why we won.
We want to hear from you. If you're one of the viewers out there.
Isn't there a comment? Michelle.
Oh, it's Michelle.
It
is Michelle.
What did she say?
Mark was good as a team around him in a vacuum.
Oh, I like that comment. I like that comment a lot.
That's some deep words. Whoever you are, this Michelle Mastandria.
We appreciate your comment. Yeah, that was a good comment.
What a good football mind you have.
He has some big bags, I think, too. This is my wife, by the way. So
yeah, it's a local community what we have going on right now. So, and we're up to 4 now.
That's terrific. That's good. So listen,
I think it's Lynn. Hey, Lynn.
I hope not.
Michelle's mom.
So, listen, we're talking about Sam Darnold. I believe it's time to move on from him, and there's tons of things that prove it. Number one, he's almost at the end of his contract, and if we keep him this year, we have to decide, do we want his 5th year option, which pays him as I believe a top 10 quarterback.
unless one of the side topics coming up, unless we really pursue Deshaun Watson,
That's the only circumstance where you would want to move.
we're going to be with Sam.
Oh,
2021 season.
I like the hot take. So you're saying if we do not trade for Watson, it will be Darnold in 21.
100%. And I don't think that that's bad because I don't want to blow our second round pick.
Oh, it wouldn't be you mean the second overall pick?
Second overall. What did I say?
You said second round.
I'm
Okay,
sorry.
I knew what you meant.
Second overall pick.
So I wouldn't take Justin Fields, and it's not a knock on him. So kind of like with Sam, and kind of like mostly with Sam, he had a lot of games in college where he wasn't looking. But he also looked really good in other games.
He balled out in that ball game.
That's exactly my point, though.
God.
Listen. That's what Fields did. Fields didn't look that great at certain points this season. Had a couple of bad games against Northwestern, and then one other. I can't remember the name.
Balled out on Trevor.
I know, and
That's
he did
crazy.
it. I know. But there were some ups and downs, though.
Oh,
That's kind of my point. And Sam had that, too. And so I feel like if you're the Jets, you can't take that risk. You can't be taking another
No, when
quarterback.
you already have a risk, you can't take two risks at the same time.
I would not. I would
No.
not. The only
I'm
one
saying you can't.
I think if you do it at 2, taking a quarterback, I think you have to take Fields because he has the most upside and he was consistent. I prefer to trade for Deshaun Watson, dude. I've been thinking about it lately. Why can't they get him in New York? What's the thing holding them back?
Don't hide it from the viewers. You were the same guy when I was pushing it that said I don't want to trade my first round pick or 2 first round picks and lower round picks.
Listen, you
all for one
ready
player.
to hear my package?
I want to hear your revision to what the
I know,
criticism
it is
you
a
tossed at
revision.
me.
It is a revision. I want Deshaun Watson. If he is available, I want them to trade for him. So listen, we're giving them the number 2 overall pick. We're giving them the Seattle 23 overall pick. Both first round picks are gone. I would toss in our first round pick for the 22 draft.
And Sam.
Or no. Well, I don't think they're gonna want Sam. I'm not gonna even put him in the
I
trade.
don't know about that.
I don't think they are. They're going to want to take a quarterback if they're trading with the Jets. Anyway, 2, 23, a next year first, and I would throw in a this year third because we have 2 thirds this year. So it would be 3 first round picks and a third round pick.
I think that'd be enough to do it.
I would push it, and if they said no, I think I would walk away. But I would offer that, though. 3 first round picks
I think he wants to
and
come
the
to New
third.
York. I mean,
Dude, he would be fucking the star of New York.
we
There'd
don't-
be no better player.
Our team.
I don't agree with that.
But then, if we're gutting it, then
We would still have all of our second round picks the next 2 years. We would still have a first round pick next year.
yeah.
And we'd have a star quarterback. One of the biggest holes
You know,
that we have.
with, a top 5 quarterback with NFL experience versus Trevor coming in. Everyone's heard I'm regurgitating what ballots.
I'm going to get another beer. I'm going to get you another one too. But listen,
I'll take an RAR.
Deshaun
Thanks
Watson.
to Michelle out there for providing the RAR beer.
Again, I'm pretty sure. But listen.
Ooh, that's a little aggressive to trade someone. Yeah, I agree. I agree with Michelle. I
Shut
agree,
up, Michelle. You don't know shit.
agree that can't be too aggressive knowing that we're going to be building. So, it doesn't, as my dad said to me in multiple occasions, bring in Trevor or another star quarterback.
American Sour, baby.
Ooh, man, bring it
Here,
out
let
the
me
good
get
stuff.
it. Let me get it in here.
Yeah, bring it in there. One of the other ideas we want to do is drink of the week.
Yeah, this is the drink of the week. Sour.
Getting it all over Michelle's carpet.
Alright, so listen.
I'm sorry, Michelle. It's everywhere.
We've talked about Deshaun Watson a little bit. So you're saying, what would you do? You said you would do that offer? 3 first round picks and a
I was
third?
commenting on Michelle's comment where she said it's too aggressive. I said,
What
what
would you do?
my dad said is, if you're rebuilding, if you go all out on one player,
Tim, you are a sloppy fucking mess
I'm
over there.
saying, I apologize. But if you
Good, get it on the table too.
if you go out all on one player, you can't rebuild shit. You're basically now you're tied. All your resources are tied to one player. for one more season, and then you can then diversify across multiple.
It would be better if they could get a star quarterback. Or you're saying keep Sam Darnold, though. I don't think that's right, man. I do not think that's the right move.
I don't think
Sam's
we ever hear the end of it from both our own Jet fan family or from the external audience. If I don't think we would hear the end of it if we just got rid of Darnold, and whether he does good or whether he does bad, is the Jets really, because of Adam Gase and his idiocy, if that's a word, idiot, I think it is.
Idiocy.
That he never had a fair chance. Now, I'm not saying that we have to delay the team's progress and growth because of seeing out or closing the loop on Sam Darnold. But what I'm saying is
so delicious. Taste it.
Try it.
It's really good.
But what I'm saying is Deshaun Watson is the top 5 quarterback. I have two reservations.
It's worth it.
Is the team and is the coaching style able to harness that? Because Deshaun Watson requires a certain type of coaching.
He's going to be learning from a fucking Kyle Shanahan disciple.
But if it was Lamar Jackson, would you feel as comfortable?
Not Lamar. No, I wouldn't trade for Lamar.
I know you wouldn't trade for Lamar.
Listen.
It's not apples to apples. But what I'm saying is, it's like, is our team ready for that type of run and gun type of offense?
Deshaun Watson's not a run and gun quarterback.
I haven't watched him enough. I have not.
Listen, he led the league in passing yards this year. You hear that?
That's true.
He had the highest completion percentage. Over 70%. There you go.
She said get rid of Sam. But you can't say that, Michelle.
She's been saying that all offseason, and I agree with her now.
You said, Michelle, that we can't be too aggressive with trading. So, if you have a proposal out there, we'd love to hear it.
She wants to draft somebody.
Here on New York,
she just told you,
NYJ Today.
She just told you. She's saying it's too much of a cost to trade for Deshaun. She's saying get rid of Sam.
So who do you want, Michelle?
She wants to draft somebody. She doesn't know the draft that well.
So she wants Justin Fields.
I think she would take anybody. Any quarterback with a
Who else is out there?
Justin Fields and Zach Wilson.
Oh, who gives a fuck about that?
You don't know who he is. You need to watch him.
He's gets my fucking temperature lukewarm. How about that?
Okay, with that, we're going to go ahead and switch to who is your favorite Jet of all time? Or, excuse me, not your favorite Jet of all time. I apologize. If you could bring any Jet from their prime to this team, who would it be?
Kind of pregame.
We did a little.
So don't.
Go ahead.
I'm very proud of who he told me. I'm not gonna
pick your fucking player.
I'm getting to it, so I just did that. I'm proud of him. Pick that. For me, I'm gonna stick with what my initial answer was, and you can back me up.
Jesus Christ, spit it out. Why? Why Curtis Martin? Tell me why Curtis Martin.
Because he's a running back. He's a Hall of Famer.
A different era of football.
If you're good at running the football, you're good at running football. What era do you need?
Good at running the football. You can get that position. It's not a premium position in the NFL.
Halfback?
Yes.
That's not what others are saying. Saints with Kamara, or
none of the teams that had 2,000-yard rushers ever won a Super Bowl. None of them. And I'm pretty sure that although I think Emmitt Smith may have at one point, none of the season leaders in rushing won. I'm pretty sure.
Jerome Bettis with Pittsburgh.
He was not a leader in the NFL.
I think it was one of his hottest seasons on the cover of Madden. And if anyone out there knows,
Jerome Bettis was never the Madden cover. You were thinking of Troy Polamalu.
He was close to becoming Jerome.
You're such a fucking idiot.
No, facts. Facts everywhere.
So you bring Curtis Martin. Michelle. Tell me why, and then I'm going to tell you my guy.
Michelle's saying draft.
It is the draft. I told you it was the draft.
Michelle, who do you want? Put it in the comment section. Subscribe and like the video. Thank you.
Probably is already a subscriber. I'm going to be honest with you. How good is this, by the way?
It's like butterbeer.
It's really good.
I got it all over.
All right. Well, anyway, I would actually have Chad Pennington. That would be.
I'm very proud of that pick.
He's not the greatest.
My dad's proud of you. I'm proud of you.
He's not the greatest Jet, but he is probably the most
Who is the
efficient.
greatest Jet?
He's probably the most efficient passer that the Jets have ever had. Vinny Testaverde had one really good year, and we all know Joe Namath threw a ton of interceptions in his era of football, which they did a little bit more. Pennington would be great on any Jets team, any offense. I think he was a great quarterback.
You know who my runner-up name was going to be? Don Maynard.
Don Maynard. He would not train.
It's just, I think he'd be great out there.
I would probably pick Gastineau second. Pass rusher. Those guys translate. They could have pass rushed in this as long as they were stronger.
That guy was.
Hall of Famer. All right, what are we looking at here?
You never told me what your draft pick, what your top draft.
I did. Zach Wilson. I would take Zach Wilson. The Jets are at 2.
You would take a quarterback.
Yes. I don't want to keep Sam. Sam is cooked, man. There were so many games this year where he looked like he didn't know what the fuck was going on. And again, you can blame it all on Gase if you want to, but I really believe that it's mostly on Sam. Sam was a bad quarterback this year. He was the worst quarterback in the league. So even if the offense was shit, which it could have been, I don't know if that's the case. That's a lot on Sam. I mean, again, I'm not saying that Sam should be Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning had success in it. And again, I'm not complimenting Gase by saying that. It's the truth. It's just a fact.
A little what if, little what if going on. Let's say the other names, 13 names. Graham.
I don't know how they could offer as much as us.
What would your temperature be?
I don't want Jimmy. Michelle would love Jimmy Garoppolo, though.
Ask that because of you, Michelle. Welcome.
She would love Jimmy Garoppolo. No, I would not want Jimmy. If we were to trade for someone?
Let's just talk about free agency. Who's out there that you?
Oh yeah, there's a lot. I would take
Matt Stafford.
Oh, are you talking about for quarterback?
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking
No,
about.
I would. If we're talking about free agents right now, I would want to talk about
free agents quarterback.
No. If we're talking free agency, I would want to get Joe Thuney, the guard from the Patriots. He's a stud. And I would also want to get Allen Robinson, wide receiver. And there's a ton of wide receivers in this free agency class. A ton. Chris Godwin is available from the Bucks.
He was great.
I would sign up for him. Be our number one receiver. We need one.
Take Robbie Anderson back.
He's not available.
I heard that they were talking.
Oh my God! There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. This year he had like 1,000 yards. So yeah, I would absolutely go after Allen Robinson if they can. I would also. It depends though. It depends on what they do in the draft because the draft, it comes. Or excuse me, free agency matters and then draft matters. So if they pick up a couple of free agents, I would go after somebody in the draft of the opposite position. So if they take a receiver in the free agency, I would go after a quarterback in the draft. If they trade for Deshaun Watson, I would go after receivers. It depends on what move they decide to make. All in favor of Deshaun. That's the guy I want. We can trade him 3 first-round picks and a third-round pick. Got a quarterback, and then you build from there.
Well, they don't really have to. They don't really have to make. It was when free agency.
It wouldn't be official. They could make an announcement that they have a trade-in agreement.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but they can't execute it until March. There were some other examples where players were traded for the actual start of free agency, but it was always. I can't remember who it was. That was an example all about.
What would the team be like with Deshaun? I mean, from your experience watching him, what do you feel is his
really
challenges
good? No, it would
coming
be really
into the
good.
organization?
It would really help. You need a good quarterback. Think about all the teams in the NFL. They all have good quarterbacks. Mm-hmm. Every team that's in the playoffs, they have a solid guy at the starting position. I guess maybe the exception would be the Rams. Goff, he's pretty shaky. I don't know if he's shitty, but he's definitely shaky.
He is Jay Cutler.
He could
reincarnated.
Yeah, he could be. But anyway,
I would agree with you. Suck his dick.
He's not very good. He's an okay quarterback. I will say, give a dislike.
What'd you say?
We have a dislike.
We have a dislike?
Yeah. You're blabbering too much.
I have no way. I'm providing the provenance that this channel needs. So maybe Michelle says. So maybe I changed my mind. Watson is young.
25.
Potentially build around him to help. Successful.
Right. Deshaun Watson's a stud. And again, we would still have all of our second round picks. We'd still have a third round pick this year. We would still have a first round pick next year. I don't know if they'd take that, though. That's the only problem. I don't know if they're taking 3 first round picks for Deshaun.
And I have hesitation only for the fact that
Want to build it ground up.
no, we bring Deshaun in, still has nothing. I mean, go after free agency.
But again,
Crazy.
If Sam's really the worst quarterback, which typically he was, by getting a good quarterback, our offense might not look so horrible. There's a good possibility, actually, of that. He was bad last year, dude. He threw more interceptions than touchdowns.
Oh,
11 picks and 9 touchdowns.
Everyone will say that. Big man. So I mean, that was his first year. Sam's third year. Comments coming in from Michelle. Rupee.
Oh, now we got 3.
He's better than first round. Maybe. She's obviously talking at me, trying to convince my mind, and I would say I'm not opposed to it. I think if we go all in, then ownership, front office, head coach have to. It can't just be a 2-year experiment, right, Michelle? So, Deshaun Watson is a documented, factually founded top 5 quarterback.
Yes,
so
yes.
Whatever the Jets do to him over the next 3 years, Jet fans, if 4 of you, or now 3 of you that are out there, we can't hang him out to dry. This will be a result, whether we make Deshaun Watson work or not, I think it will be a direct result of Robert Saleh. Saleh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Or Mike LaFleur, and the rest of the front office.
Dude, I think they can make it. I think
I hope
Deshaun
so.
Watson. I think a lot of people
if they can make it work and they agree with the play style, then they should go for him. Because I really don't like the second overall pick, so I would rather see it go to a better. Rather see it go for a better purpose.
Deshaun Watson would change the team. We could use our draft picks on players other than quarterback. So even though we wouldn't have all of our first round picks, we could start to pretty much pepper the entire team around him and not have to try to find a QB. We will just have one. And I just feel like that's too easy of a solution. If it's an option, if we can actually send that to them, 3 first round picks and a third round pick, or maybe even just a little bit more, then I think that's the right move.
Change my prospects. It definitely changed my prospect on the 2021 season. That's for sure.
I think they could win games. That's the other thing.
No, absolutely. I got a comment on my phone.
Oh man! All right. Well, NYJ Today. We're going to continue drinking. We're also going to continue to posting videos to YouTube. So if you are new here, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. And we will be doing this once every week, every weekend. We don't know what day yet, specifically. Probably not on Friday nights.
This is an evolving channel. Come along for the ride.
All right.
We appreciate all the viewership. And thank you, Michelle, for chiming in today. Hopefully others do the same in the future.
NYJ Today out, baby.